news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor. The ground just keeps on shaking in Southeast Asia. Correspondent Andrew Stewart reports on another aftershock this morning.
The U.S. Geological Survey says a 5.1 magnitude earthquake hit near Myanmar's second largest city on Sunday. This marks the latest in a string of aftershocks following Friday's devastating tremor. People in the streets of Mandalay screamed as the aftershock hit. Friday's 7.7 magnitude quake hit near the city, bringing down many buildings and damaging other infrastructure.
The country's death toll from the disaster soared to 3,400 citizens. The numbers are expected to rise. A unilateral partial ceasefire to facilitate earthquake relief efforts has been announced by Myanmar's Shadow National Unity Government. The announcement issued last night by the Egyptian National Unity Government said that the armed wing will implement a 2-week pause in offensive military operations starting today in earthquake-affected areas. Also at townhall.com,
smoke detector safety stuff.
Newer, cheaper
Education.
reactors
That's
being developed as
That's the bulk of what's
asset
good.
giants compete.
Yes,
What the program is, what the thing is, yeah.
Correspondent Bernie
Start off with that
For
today.
some state officials, nuclear is a carbon
I push that a lot.
that helps them meet greenhouse gas reduction goals. Others see it as an always-on power source to replace an accelerating wave of retiring coal-fired power plants. 25 states passed legislation to support advanced nuclear energy last year. This year, lawmakers have introduced over 200 bills supportive of nuclear energy. The reactors have high-level federal support, and utilities across the U.S. are working to incorporate the energy source into their portfolios. Bernie Bennett reporting.
You'll find more on these stories, plus breaking news and headlines, and analysis at townhall.com.
You've heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free too with their 3-week quick start kit for only $19.95. An easy, affordable way to see how it could literally change your life, like it has mine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Trying it couldn't be easier with their 3-week quick start for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call to 1-800-4-RELIEF.
You are red, Mike.
That's 1-800, the number 4-RELIEF. 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, every day you feel better is a day you live better. Try Relief Factor's 3-week quick start. Visit ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Or call 1-800, the number 4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Relief Factor.
Economist Jonathan Williams says it should come as no surprise that some of the best budget tightening is happening at the state level.
At the end of the day, the big difference between the states and D.C. when it comes to budgeting is 49 of the 50 states have a balanced budget amendment, at least in some type or form. And the states that don't even pass a regular budget and haven't for the last couple of decades.
Economist Jonathan Williams says individual states have launched their own DOGE-style efforts to cut fraud, waste, and abuse.
And while the dollar amounts obviously are much smaller at the state level than they are in Washington, we all know there's a lot of room to look for waste, fraud, and abuse at the state and local level as well, and that's exactly what we're doing at ALEC.
Williams is chief economist with the American Legislative Exchange Council. He spoke this week with the Salem Radio Network. An inflation gauge closely watched by the Federal Reserve remained high last month, even before the impact of most tariffs has been felt. You'll find more stories at townhall.com. The top vaccine official has stepped down from the FDA and criticizes the nation's top health official.
The FDA's top vaccine official resigned and criticized Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for allowing what he calls misinformation and lies to guide his thinking behind the safety of vaccinations. Dr. Peter Marks sent a letter Friday saying he would resign and retire by April 5th as director of the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research. His letter also points to the measles outbreak in Texas as an example of the undermining of well-established science. I'm Julie Walker.
The Naval Academy will no longer consider race, ethnicity, or gender as a factor for admission to the Academy. The change in policy has been made by Vice Admiral Yvette Davids, the Academy Superintendent. The decision in response to an executive order issued by the President in January. More news, stories, and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WDDF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro News, here on AM 1530 WBBS. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
And good morning and welcome to Middleboro in Review. I am Joey Driscoll. Today is the 30th of March 2025. It's the last Sunday in the month of March before we get to the month of April. Good morning, Don. How are you doing?
Good morning, Joey.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
How are you doing?
Yeah, much better than yesterday with the weather. We'll get into that in a little while, but
we had to do it.
yeah, but we had to do it. We had to be outside.
Yeah,
So anyway, we'll get to that a little bit later as to what we were doing yesterday, or what we were up to yesterday.
Out and cold.
Out and about yesterday. All right. Before we do that, let's check the weather. It's another kind of colder day, but it will get into the 50s today, which is good. Less wind than yesterday, which is also good. There is a chance of rain, and it's going to be cloudy pretty much all day today. You're not going to see the sun, which is unfortunate. It was kind of the same way yesterday. But, no wind, which is a plus. Definitely, that's a plus. So 38 in Taunton right now, high of 50, low of 36 tonight. In Newport Richey, 81 degrees for the high today. Rain in the forecast right now. It's actually raining right now. 69 degrees for the low. 38 in Middleboro, 49 degrees for the high with 36 for the low. Drizzle right now, and the rain should be stopping. So there you go. Driscoll, Texas, 89 degrees for the high today, 73 for the low, and cloudy skies through today, clearing up tonight. In Driscoll, North Dakota, 25 degrees with a high of 39 and a low of 24, and cloudy throughout the day. Today with some snow possible later on this week, but there you go.
In Driscoll, North Dakota?
Driscoll, North Dakota.
You say Newport Richey too?
I did say Newport Richey.
You didn't say Florida.
Oh, Newport Richey, Florida. I apologize. I don't think there's a second Newport Richey anywhere, but I mean, I could be wrong.
I'm sure there is.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, Newport Richey, Florida.
I'm surprised there's only 2 Driscolls in the whole country.
Yeah, there's only 2 Driscolls. Yep. Yep, alright.
How many Middleburys are there, or how many?
Middlebury? Well, there is a Middlebury,
I bet.
UK.
I wonder.
No, there's a Middlesboro, UK.
I wonder if there's a name of a town out there that is in every in every state. You know,
Probably.
a popular name of a town.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. We don't have time to look, but
And then I wonder if there's a name of a town that's only regulated to one state and it's nothing else in the whole country. That'd be interesting.
yeah. Well, maybe we'll look at it sometime.
Or maybe we won't.
Exactly. Call in. You tell us to do that. We'll definitely do it in a future show.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, our today in history. Here we go. 1855, March 31st, March 30th. There we go. There is 31 days in March, but tomorrow is the Monday. So there you go. 1855, March 30th, 1855. Origins of the American Civil War. Border ruffians from Missouri invade Kansas and force election of a pro-slavery legislature. 1867, Alaska is purchased from Russia for $7.2 million, about 2 cents an acre, by United States Secretary of State William H. Stewart. Some had called it Stewart's Folly. Oh boy, how wrong they were, for sure.
Yeah, 1867. Yep.
How wrong they were to call it a folly.
It was,
because it ended up working out pretty well. For the
Yeah, it was
United
it was under the Johnson administration.
States. Yeah.
Andrew Johnson, yep.
Yes, it was.
1867.
1945, during World War II, Soviet forces invade Austria and capture Vienna. Polish and Soviet forces liberate Danzig, which is in Poland. 1981, there we go. 1981, United States President Ronald Reagan is shot in the chest outside a Washington, D.C. hotel by John Hinckley Jr. 3 others are wounded in the same incident. I believe John Hinckley Jr. was taken out of prison. I think he ended up getting out of prison, I think. And I think he's a musician now. Interesting. Anyway, Don, any thoughts?
I don't know. I don't think he should be out of prison.
I think he
That's
might
my
be out of
thought.
prison.
You take a shot.
I'm not sure.
In my opinion.
I think he is. I'm not sure, unless I'm thinking about somebody else.
No, I think you're right. I think
No, I'm not thinking about somebody else. It is John Hinckley.
I think it was. I think he got out about 3 or 4 years, 5 years ago. I think. Yeah.
Yes, he is maintained a YouTube channel for his music, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm all set. I'm not gonna watch his YouTube. Try to assassinate the president. John Brady, not John Brady. I think his last name was Brady. The Brady bill was passed.
Yes.
I'm not sure what his first name was.
Yes, and one of the people.
And he was maimed for life.
Yeah, and I think he just died too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you shoot 3 people, you live out of jail. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no-
He has tried to start a music career, and some of the places that he's visited have turned him away as to not performing at their places. Anyway, moving on from that.
You know what? Everyone survived and whatnot, but
Yeah.
could that been the that assassination kind of been a trigger for his Alzheimer's? You never know.
You never know.
I mean, he's under the knife now. He almost dies.
Exactly.
Uh,
Never know.
You know what I mean?
And with the other people who were hurt, and the one person who was paralyzed,
Yeah.
he ended up being, had that mess up for life, and then he just recently died. So
Affected 3 people.
Yeah.
You think of all the families and stuff like that. They live out of jail. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Really?
1874, Charles Lightoller, English second officer on the RMS Titanic. The RMS Titanic, of course, the Titanic that went down, hitting that iceberg. 1895, Karl Lutz, Swiss vice consul to Hungary during World War II, credited with saving over 62,000 Jews. 1933, Joe Ruby, American animator, and a little bit about him. We get to that here real quick. He was the co-creator of Scooby-Doo-Don.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was.
Nice.
Yes. Together with Ken Spears in 1977. They also co-founded a production company, Ruby Spears Productions.
That wasn't Hanna-Barbera?
No, Ruby Spears Productions. I believe Scooby-Doo may have been Hanna-Barbera, but I'm not
Yeah, I think it is. Hanna-Barbera.
I mean, it was
I think
everywhere.
Yogi Bear was Hanna-Barbera. I don't know about Top Cat. There's so many of them, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No,
Hanna-Barbera
absolutely.
was really an icon for, even remember Saturday morning cartoons,
Yes.
you know.
All right, 1945, Eric Clapton, English guitarist and singer-songwriter. Some great music that he has put out. He is 80 today. Some of albums to check out from him real quick. There is an album that I've checked out that I think is pretty good, and I'm trying to. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the name of the album. It's called Backless. There's a song on there called Promises. One of my favorite Eric Clapton songs, and that came out in 1978. How about you, Don? What are some of your favorite out there?
Just pretty much the hits. Layla is Derek and the Dominoes song.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can't stand. What's with that song? I can't stand it or something like that. I can't sing it.
You get
But
trouble.
yeah, I love it. Exactly. The police will come through the roof and take us away.
Exactly.
The radio police will get
Well,
us.
yeah, we'll think of it. We'll
Well,
end up
be
thinking of
careful.
it.
Yeah, look at the
Yeah.
sailors and don't let us see us again.
We'll end up thinking of it. All right, 1964. Tracy Chapman, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist.
I like her.
I really like her.
I like her. I remember when that song came out in 1988, Fast Car. And I wasn't really into folk at the time, but me and my brother really liked it. It was because it was a true story. She was from Cambridge.
Mm-hmm.
She should, and she recently did it with
Luke Combs.
Combs.
Yeah.
What a great.
Luke
And,
Combs' version is really good.
oh, she came on stage that time, remember?
Yes.
And they did it together.
They did it together. Yes.
And it's just like, what I like about her, because it's not all thrills. It's not all about me, kind of. You got all these newer singers who it's all about glamour and money and stuff like that. And always low profile. Yeah, I like the low profile people because it seems like the people are more genuine, in my opinion. But I really like Tracy Chapman, and that song really, you talk about soundtracks of your life and what was happening during the time that song was popular. And I remember, living in Milton with my brother, and it's just like you always go through the years because we spent a lot of time together. I mean, our family spent time together. I mean, we do a lot together, but me and my brother, have done a lot together, over the years, and we've always been tight. I mean, two Irish brothers, of course, will throw hammers at each other and screaming at each other and then having a beer 10 minutes later. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
We're all both very thick-skinned people.
Yeah.
And very opinionated people. But, that's a lot of good memory. So it's her birthday today, you said?
It is her birthday.
How old is
she? She is 61 today.
61, wow. So she wasn't a couple of years older than I was.
Yeah.
When
And
that came out, maybe 8.
another birthday that's being celebrated today. He's turning the big 6-0. Piers Morgan, English journalist and talk show host.
Really?
He was 60 on that? Yeah,
He's only 60?
Yes, he's only 60.
I hate to say it, I don't want to be, but I thought he was older than that.
Was he on? He was on one of the big networks, correct? Was it MSNBC?
He was on CNN, I think, for a while.
CNN. Okay. All right.
So yeah, he's back and forth. I mean,
Now he's on. He does his own stuff now, and then I think he's on a British network.
yeah,
Yeah. So
he's
because he
on.
lives in Britain.
Yeah, he's all over the place on the internet. He's got YouTube channels everywhere, and that's what a lot of people listen to now, as far as getting their news and stuff
Exactly.
like that. Is they go. I mean, not many people go to the big 3 news anymore. Big 4
No.
news. They
No.
get their news somewhere else.
No, I think Piers does a good job with his stuff. He's fair. He's fair as well. I don't think he favors one side too much. I think he's fair.
Well, it seems like everyone, the way the wind blows as far as the political, to stay relative, I guess, in that business, and I'd call it the national, national or whatnot, in opinion. Everyone's kind of had to reinvent themselves. I mean, look at Chris Cuomo. I mean, he's with News Nation now, and I think
He's kind of in the middle.
he's in the middle. Yeah,
in the middle.
but he wasn't. You know, when he was with CNN, he wasn't.
Oh no.
No, he was.
Absolutely
you know what I
not.
mean?
No.
And I think a lot of people who more to the right, or you know, more Republican or moderate Democrats or whatever, lean towards that. And it's pretty funny because today in New York, they got the 3 Americans tour.
Yes.
That's pretty interesting.
O'Reilly, Stephen A. Smith, and Chris Cuomo.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I love the idea of everyone getting together, and also too, I've been watching the Gavin Newsom podcast, Governor Gavin Newsom, and
I haven't checked that out yet.
he's had Charlie Kirk on, he has Steve Bannon, he's had Governor Tim Walz and Michael Savage. If anyone knows who Michael Savage is, so I mean,
Yeah.
and I like the dialogue because, you know what I mean. Hate him or love him, the guy's good.
You should have Donald Trump on.
Yeah. He'd probably be, but you know, let's talk about Bill Maher.
Bill Maher
He's going to the White House. He's going to the White House.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there could be something with
and
him.
he was harder on him for years. On
Oh
Donald
yes,
Trump.
absolutely.
Oh my God. And then he said, "No, come to the White House." You know, so
And he still kind of is.
no, I mean we don't talk politics much, but I just
Yeah.
love the idea of people talking.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they just to get the dialogue, and I think you get your better ideas when people talk than screaming at each other, because you might be able to get something. Because we're all Americans, we all love each
Absolutely.
other. We all love each other.
All right, let's take our
So,
first
no.
commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll finish up the same histories. All right, we'll be right back here on WVF 1530 AM 99.7 FM.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the
You're gonna call them tomorrow. They are up.
They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance.
All right.
583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Right.
You ready?
What's that
Let's
all
go.
about?
Let's go. You ready? All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are back. 7:25 a.m. So we wanted to get that commercial in there, and then we can finish up the continuing histories. Now, 1968. Start over. 1968. Celine Dion. There we go. Finally. Oh boy, I don't know why I had trouble pronouncing that name today. Celine. I still have trouble pronouncing that name. Dion. Who is it? Celine Dion, right?
Celine Dion.
Yeah. There we go.
But I should have talked, because I can't even say Paul Laz's real name. I always mess that up, and you always look at me like, You know, you look at him with his face. It's just, can you get it? It's like, what's the matter with you? You're just looking at it. So I'm looking at you now with that little bit of ha 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 ha.
So Canadian singer-songwriter, yeah, she
Yeah.
wrote the song
Yeah.
from the Titanic. Yeah, I never want to hear it again. But I mean, I can't deny it. Titanic was a good movie. Okay, can't deny that, and I can't deny that it was a good soundtrack.
Well, you talked about
Cannot-
the captain of the Titanic like a little while ago, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I mean I know there's been movies made about Titanic, but that 3.5-hour movie is one of the best movie
Absolutely.
as far as Titanic.
1989, Chris Sale, American baseball player, pitcher for the Red Sox a couple of years ago when they won the World Series. Had one of his best seasons in his career here with the Red Sox. He is now with the Braves, I believe, and has had a pretty good time with the Braves as well. All right, our passings today. 1986, James Cagney, American actor and dancer. James Cagney, a pretty big actor in America. Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
2002, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother of the United Kingdom. So that was a big passing when that happened in 2002. 2020, Bill Withers, American singer-songwriter. Several great songs.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
He was amazing. Now in 2021, G. Gordon Liddy, chief operative of the White House and chief operative in the Watergate scandal. There we go. Pretty big thing there. Watergate. Could be here all day talking about the history of that. Anyway, that is our today in history's birthdays, passings. With these final 90 seconds here in the first half of the program, let's talk about blood drives. In the second half of the program, we're going to talk about the new program that Middleboro has put out, the 1-2-3 program that they put out this past week. We'll talk about that with Don, and then we're going to talk about South Coast Rail. So that's coming up in the second half of the program. But to finish off the first half of the program, we have blood drives. They're coming up for the month of March. We got tomorrow, March 31st, 2025, Church of Our Savior, 60 Union Street, Middleboro, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. for that blood drive. Then we have Thursday, April the 3rd, Rosebrook Event Center, 50 Rosebrook Place, number 1, Wareham, 1 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. for that blood drive. We have Friday, April the 4th, Brockton High School, 470 Forest Ave, Brockton, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. for that blood drive. And then we have a blood drive in May at the VFW Hall, 40 Orange Street in Bridgewater. That is Saturday, May the 3rd, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for that blood drive. All right, it is 7:30 a.m. We're going to go to our news break. When we come back, we will have South Coast Rail and then much more on the show coming up in the second half of the program in just a few minutes. We'll be right back here on WVBF 1530 AM 99.7 FM. Yeah.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Herron. President Trump pulled the nomination of his pick for U.S. Ambassador to the United
Celine.
States, even though the nominee was not controversial.
Celine!
Explanation from White House correspondent Greg.
Not Celine, whatever the heck I was trying to pronounce it as. Jeez. That goes to show you how much of her music I've listened to. I've listened to exactly 0 of her music.
The White House decided to keep Stefanik
Other than that one song.
even though her nomination advanced out of committee. Donald Trump wrote on social media, "It's essential."
Don't need to hear that song ever again. But I will say that movie is a great movie.
Myanmar's second largest city this morning, people are working frantically by hand to clear rubble in the hopes of finding someone still alive.
All right.
Days after a massive earthquake struck,
Still alive.
1,600
Perfect.
people and left countless
It's
others
going
buried.
good there.
It was 7.7 on the Richter scale. AI technology comes to wilderness safety. A German company specializing in early wildfire detection has developed a new AI-based drone. It says will help to speed up the detection, location, and monitoring of fires. Silver Guard drone, a
works in combination with a
And I'm gonna take my second break
company developed earlier
coming out of
in several countries.
this news because
Norfolk Southern wants two other companies to help.
I just wanna have more time for the next segment.
Settlement it agreed to over its disastrous 2023 train derailment and fire near the Ohio
Hey,
Pennsylvania border.
do me a favor, like when you're talking, can you be closer to the mic? Because like you're way too far away.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
And I had to boost it up a little bit because you were too far away from the mic. And I want to try to keep it at 4.
Okay.
Because I'm at 4 too, and that's perfect.
All right.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally developed by doctors. It doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or even eliminate pain. How do I know? Absolutely, am a customer. I take Relief Factor daily. No lower back pain for me anymore. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. Give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Just one phone call, 800-4-RELIEF. 800-4-RELIEF. Relief Factor, relief wherever you're hurting in 3 weeks or even days. Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF for the one and only Relief Factor.
Ukrainian officials say 2 people were killed when Russian drones struck a military hospital overnight, a shopping center, and an apartment building, 2 in Kharkiv. One local official says a 67-year-old man and a 7-year-old woman were killed. Ukraine's general staff condemns the attack on the military hospital, which included casualties among soldiers undergoing treatment. The Ukrainian Air Force reported today that it intercepted 65 of 111 Russian drones. Russia's defense ministry says it shot down 6 Ukrainian drones. South Africa is unleashing weevils imported from the U.S. in a bid to fight off the sprouting growth of Salvinia minima, an alien species of aquatic plant native to South America that's choking up dams and rivers. Scientists will release the weevils at sites across northern South Africa, while also setting up breeding plants
weevils.
to increase their numbers. They hope the weevils and their larvae
Seems
will
like
eat
gross.
the Salvinia. News and analysis.
I hate
at
bugs.
townhall.com.
I hate like all kinds of bugs.
And measles
Bugs,
outbreak just keeps
bugs and
growing.
I are not
Texas
fans
now
of each other.
rates more than 400 cases, as New Mexico, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Ohio all have active outbreaks as well. 2 unvaccinated people have died from measles, which spreads extremely fast when an infected person breathes, sneezes, or coughs. It is preventable through vaccines. Measles cases also reported in 15 other states. Jason Walker reporting. Steph Curry has a deal with a Random House Publishing Group imprint that you could call a 3-point play. The NBA superstar has agreed to release 3 books through One World beginning in September with Shot Ready. Curry is calling the book a, quote, personal reflection on his life on and off.
No one wants to read your book
It will
stuff.
be published in partnership with Unanimous
Steph
Review
Curry.
and co-founder.
Basketball player for the Golden State Warriors. No one wants to read your book.
Townhall.com.
Just like I don't want to read LeBron's book when that inevitably comes out on his career. Like, I don't want to read your book. I'm good. I'm all set. I don't want to read any basketball player's book. I'm good. I don't read too much. I don't read books too much anymore. So.
And many of them come to us for various types of aid. This can take many forms and include many of the following programs: utilities and rent assistance, agency referrals.
I do my reading online.
And temporary
So,
lodging. For
that's
more
how I do it.
information, go to
Articles online, so
SRE.
I don't read books too much anymore. Unless it really captures me, like that. Oh, that's a good book. I just don't read too much anymore at all. Alright. Alright.
Mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Matthew Mission Food Pantry helps people with food insecurities from the hardships of life. In a few short years, they have given more than 4,000 bags of groceries to those in need. For guests with limited transportation options, they are open every Saturday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 at the north door of the First Parish Church, 76 Church Green, and are available to anyone, no questions asked. The demand increases
All right.
every week. With the looming reduction in SNAP benefits, the need is growing. Please consider a donation of unexpired, non-perishable food items, grocery store gift cards, or a monetary donation via check to the Matthew Mission Food Pantry, 76 Church Green, Taunton, or by Venmo at Matthew Mission Food Pantry. The Matthew Mission Inc. is a registered 501c3 organization. Thank you.
And we are back here on Middleboro Review, and they turned down the bumper music. There we go. Alright, now we move right along here and talk about some Middleboro stuff. Now, Middleboro this week has announced in a post on Facebook, Town of Middleboro MA post on Facebook, the 321 Middleboro Fire Department Fire Life Safety Audit Initiative Program. Chief Owen Thompson is proud to announce that the Middleboro Fire Department is launching a new community fire life safety audit initiative, which is MFLSA, to provide education, safety training, and equipment, including new smoke carbon monoxide alarms at no cost to keep residents safe. This program is fully funded through a 2-year Federal Emergency Management Agency Fire Prevention and Safety Grant Award. Early detection from a smoke carbon monoxide alarm, the most important device in your home, can mean the difference between life and death. Today's fires burn harder and faster than ever due to prevalence of more synthetic materials used in homes. Fires can make the environment in your home untenable in only 3 minutes, which means early detection is the first step in allowing your family to get out and stay out, keeping them safe. Preventable injuries or fatalities in homes with non-working or missing smoke carbon monoxide alarms are on the rise. MFLSA aims to change the statistics to 0 fire injuries or fatalities by educating Middleboro residents and providing new technology, multi-criteria nuisance reduced alarms, and carbon monoxide alarms, free of charge. The new program will allow residents to schedule an appointment with Middleboro Fire's dedicated safety team, who will visit their homes, evaluate their alarms, and visit and replace them if needed at no cost. The team will also review a fire safety checklist and educate residents on ways to mitigate certain fire risks. The Middleboro Fire Department received a $226,088 FEMA Fire Prevention and Safety Grant and a municipal match of $22,608 in 2024 to fund the development and implementation of this new community fire risk reduction prevention program over a 2-year period. Residents can schedule their free fire life safety audit on the Middleboro Fire Department website. So there you go. Done. Your thoughts? I've already given my thoughts on the show on Wednesday, but your thoughts, Don?
Well, it's very intriguing with those signs popping up, so that was a good marketing campaign as far as getting people to pay attention, because it's
Perfect marketing campaign.
Everyone,
A+.
everyone loves a mystery.
A+.
What are those signs all about?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and then you see the Middleboro, firefighter symbol there. So
The logo, yeah.
The logo, so for Middleboro. So I mean, now they got everyone's attention.
Well, the only one that was up that I noticed before this was announced was the 3. the 3-minute one. That was the only one that was up. Unless you saw something before this got announced.
No. I saw the
only,
3. And
yeah,
then,
that was the only one that was up until it
and
was
then,
announced.
and then I think the 2s went up after.
The 2s went up, and then the 1s went up after it was announced.
Yeah, intriguing.
Yes.
That is the best way to get people's attention.
Absolutely is.
And then like, okay, you got my attention, and then, you read up on it, and I know WVBF has been talking about this a lot. You talk about now, you talk about Wednesday, and I'm sure you said Ron Labcast might have talked about it a little bit, or whatever.
I think he did.
Or maybe
yes.
Chris Keach, but, it's getting around in the media for sure.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's good. I mean, he's probably thought, how can we have people pay attention to something? Than just to put it out there, but you start seeing the signs out there, and you're like, wow. Now it becomes more of a, I don't know, more of a challenge, more of a mystery. Everyone likes to eat shit. You're talking about Scooby-Doo. Everything's a mystery. You know what I mean? It's just, so, not to compare it, but I'm just saying it for fun. Just for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now they get everyone's attention. I think maybe more people will be more prone to reach out for the help, or and do that, or just be aware of themselves and maybe check their fire, smoke detectors and their carbon monoxide detectors, and also too, as a person who's in the oil business, it's very important not to put anything around the oil tank that will fall on it. I mean, I tell all the customers, because I've been down basements, you have sometimes when people run out of oil, you got to prime the furnace, and you notice, you know what, you got all those books, and you got all the stuff, and if it falls on the bottom pipes and snaps it, and then you're gonna have an oil spill. So I said, don't put anything that's gonna hit it, like some boxes. I mean, if what happens, and I've seen this happen before, people had boxes, and then the basement got wet. Okay, the bottom, and then the box got undermined, and then dumped everything in and fell on the pipes in the tank. I mean, it was a problem. So it's just stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure if they walk through your house, and they're gonna do like walkthroughs, right? That's what this is all about, right?
Yes.
They'll pick that up. You walk down your basement, and they see stuff stacked around your gas, anything that snap a gas pipe, anything heavy that can fall down on a gas pipe, break it. Because I mean, people got a lot of stuff in their basement, but try to keep it away from those heating, the heater, the boiler, any pipes that could be vulnerable, the oil tank especially, and make sure you can get out. So, and I'm in the removal business too, so I do a lot of basement cleanups too in my other job. So I see a lot of I see a lot of situations where sometimes semi-order in a way, and a lot of people just can't throw stuff away. A lot of people don't want to pay to throw away. It's something fundamentally wrong with that in their eyes. Considering years and years ago, you can go to the dump for free. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Everything has to be recycled and it's separated. So even paints, having paints laying around in your basement, gasoline, the stuff you normally would take for granted that's all right, they'll pick it right apart. Yeah. So, and most people have common sense of what's right and wrong as far as fire safety. So maybe people don't want officials walking through their house, so they'll say, oh well, I know what to do, and it just gives everyone a reminder that the fire department, the Middleboro Fire Department, cares about the citizens.
Yes.
To do this, and so they got the grant and they're putting it in the right thing. And I guess you can roll out a program anytime you want, but you got to be able to intrigue people. You got to be able to pull them in. You got to sell it. You got to be Guy Smiley. You have to sell it.
Yes.
You have to sell it.
Yes.
All right. And the fire chief is brilliant, in my opinion, as far as doing that. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Well, there you go. So, you want to learn more about this? Go to.
I'll talk more about it, Joey.
Yeah, we're going to.
Now that you're the mouth from the south, you gotta
we're going to. Stick with us here on WVBF. If you want to learn more about it, or if you're in Middleboro and want to want to learn more about it, go to the fire station or call the fire station.
Yeah,
as well.
they'll dial it right in, and like I said, it's just, you know what, it reminds you about fire safety too. You're not thinking about it until you see the signs, and you're like, oh well, maybe I should go double check my basement. Maybe I should get rid of those old paint cans. Maybe maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do that. And even vents for oil vents. I mean, there's been a lot of carbon monoxide poisons over the year. We're not looking at any heavy snows now, but when you do, sometimes the snows block the vents for the oil furnaces and for the venting, and then the carbon monoxide goes up back through the house, and then there's issues that way. So it's really important to keep everything clear. Don't have anything that can hit your oil tank, break the pipes. Be careful of your gas pipes. Don't be putting things near your gas meter. It could snap you up your gas meter. Be careful of the paint cans, gas cans, anything chemicals. Maybe if you have a shed or something like that, maybe put them out there. A lot of paint. I don't know why people hold on to paint. I mean, people like paint. I mean, either use it up or get rid of it. That's my opinion. So, recycle it properly, in my opinion. That's just me.
All right, well, switch over to our transportation
Oh,
topic, Don.
we had a fun and cold day
boy,
yesterday.
that was fun. All right,
Yeah.
let's start off with just one final update. All this week, we've been talking about the Fall River New Bedford line and the possible delays that might pop up. Oh boy, it was a lot yesterday. It was a lot, and it was bad. But today, so far at least, in the first couple hours of the Sunday work day here, doesn't seem like much is going on so far. But as everyone knows who's taken the MBTA, one delay can cascade into a ton of delays. So keep that in mind if you're going to go ride the New Bedford Fall River line today. That check to see if there's any delays before you do so, because one delay cascades into 3, 4, 5, 6 delays, and it can cascade all day long, as it did yesterday, Don. Ooh.
Well, coming out of East Taunton Station, you head down towards Myrick's down to Berkeley, and right on the other side of 24, after the train ducks underneath the highway again, heading south, there's a crossing there, and it's it's a little dirt road. I never knew existed. It's funny how when you ride, get a new perspective, you just see stuff you've never seen ever before. It's pretty interesting. There was a grade crossing malfunction, so the conductors had to get out and flag it.
Yeah.
So that stopped everything. Then when you get past Myers, you head south and you cross over Route 79, and that's where the line splits. Left to New Bedford, right to Fall River. But I must say, I think flies through Fall River.
It does a very good job.
70
Flies through
79 miles an hour. I mean, if you're going down Route 79 and you're dealing with any of those new crossings, and you're dealing with them now, and you have been with the train test, just watch yourself. There was a school bus incident last week where a gate went on. So I mean, even if you drive a school bus, just you know what? You know what?
It was human error.
Right. But it may not hurt if you do any kind of driving. You have to stop at tracks. It may not hurt to know the schedule a little bit in your head to get an idea of when the trains are going. Even it would take half an hour to study the schedule.
Yeah.
And then you'll kind of know it will a train. You're not gonna know the schedule down pat, but you have an idea what time the trains are coming through in the morning and stuff like that. Especially if you're going through that area on a daily basis. You have to stop at the railroad tracks, oil trucks, anything has gas trucks and school buses. All buses have to stop.
Yes.
So they stopped, and they were, and then I guess they edged up, or what, I don't know. They just, in my opinion, what I do is I stop, okay, and you look, you really listen, because I think I saw a lot of people do this, and this isn't really the best way of doing it, in my opinion. They go past the line, and they look. I guess they have to open the door and look, and they're right on the track, stopped. which isn't good. You stop at the line, because if it goes down, you know what I'm saying? So if the gates go down, you know, you're not in the middle of the tracks. So the whole line of sight, you still gotta, I mean, maybe it's different buses,
Yeah.
but you listen. I mean, because
Yeah.
the problem is if you stop, now you're in the front, you're on the tracks. So I mean, maybe they need to rewrite that law a little bit. Maybe, I mean, school buses have to do the letter of the law, but
Yeah.
I always stop on the line. All right, and I listen. Like, well, maybe then I listen and I stop. You know, lights, you know, not activated or whatever. But she might have went up past the line to look down the tracks, but it's too late. I say never go past the line, but I don't drive on the school bus, so it might be different.
Yeah.
I mean, I stop to the letter of the law. You stop. You listen. You look, but you can't look down the tracks because by looking down the tracks, you're on the tracks.
Exactly.
Okay. So what? And then I had a coworker I worked with years ago in Hanson. He stalled on the tracks. His transmission, he had to back off the tracks, but he was on the tracks. So I mean, I think the letter of the law, in my opinion, is stop at the line and listen. I mean, you can look. You can look. You're stopping and looking. You know, you're not just blowing over the tracks. So I don't know. I mean, maybe she crawled over. She went over the line a little bit. So,
All right.
but what do you think? When we get some time, yeah, right? We can talk about this more. We froze to talk about this yesterday.
Yes. So.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Yes. Other than it being cold. Yeah. It stunk. The weather. It was horrible. But the ride itself was great. Did a lot of filming. So.
All right. Well,
That was great.
okay.
Yeah.
So you leave East Taunton,
Yeah.
and that's where the two lines split. So
Yes.
so you got to get them, and it's a double platform. It's a platform, two platforms, and the elevator wasn't working on the one of the sides
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
It worked walking from the parking lot, but when you crossed the bridge and you went, it wasn't working. So
Hopefully they
get on
addressed.
that,
Yeah,
okay?
hopefully
Because-
they get that addressed.
because the reason I know it works is because I watched this Miles in Transit thing, and they did an elevator review, and both of them worked
Both of them worked,
on the
exactly.
day, on the 24th.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And the train YouTubers were out yesterday. Train YouTubers were out.
Oh, it was a lot of people going for the free ride and just checking it out. You got Freetown Station.
Yes.
And then you got Fall River Depot, and then we turned around and went back, and we were, and the schedule wasn't going to work for us because we got like 121, and the last two trains,
Yeah.
like 3 hours apart or whatever, and that wouldn't work.
On top of that, there was delays.
The reason we had a delay was,
Well, we just mentioned what you just talked about.
yeah, because of the delay, we were able to go back to East Taunton and grab a New Bedford train down.
Exactly.
Something I noticed on the New Bedford line, looking on the right-hand side, heading south towards New Bedford, I noticed a house tucked over near the driveway, and at the end of their driveway, they had their own little gate, their own little crossing gate,
Nice.
into their driveway. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That's cool.
And so we went down, checked out New Bedford, and then rode back to Middleboro, and then we froze in Middleboro because of the delays we had.
It was the major delay.
And so we rode pretty much, other than the last, I don't know, 800 feet that goes onto the main line in Middleboro, we rode, we rode it all. And it moves along. It moves along, other than they had that problem. But they fixed it by the time we came back from New Bedford heading north. They fixed that grade crossing. So, they're moving right along. They're trying to figure things out. There is a stretch of track that is single track from East Taunton almost to Raynham, Lakeville side, and then double tracks again. This perspective of seeing something you've never seen from a train window. I've been living around here for 25 years, and I know most of the roads around here. And to see it from a train, you just see specters and cranberry bogs you've never seen before, and you go by a couple golf courses, which is kind of nice. You ride along the Taunton River a little bit. If you're looking west, heading north, you run about maybe 3 miles, and it's a really pretty ride on the Taunton River. It's a nice river ride. Go by a lot of lakes, a lot of cranberry bogs, a lot of fields. We live in a beautiful area down there, and it's just, and we drive up and down the same roads, go to work.
Yeah.
But get on the train, go for a ride, and maybe a Sunday morning or something like that.
Yeah. So little quick disclaimer here with this. Yes, do it on a Sunday. Do it on a Sunday, and do it when it's warmer. Do not do it like we did it yesterday.
Well,
when it was windy.
Well, we've been talking about South Coast Rail for 2 years, and
we had to do it. Yeah.
we had to do it to town, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
They did nice jobs on the
It's worth it.
station.
East Taunton is beautiful.
Yeah, East Taunton came out really nice. That intersection there with 24 I-140, they got construction going over there, so be a little careful there coming in and out. But yeah, it's set back a piece a little bit. But you go for a nice ride, and there's a beautiful pedestrian bridge you can cross at New Bedford. You can cross over, and then it's like maybe a 10, 15 minute walk into downtown area or whatnot. Or even down to the water area. It's really nice.
And if you want to get food, believe that is the only option. You were telling me.
Yeah. Well,
which is a walk from
the
station.
Yeah, I mean, Freetown's in the middle of nowhere. Taunton, obviously, is in the middle of nowhere. East Taunton because it's an industrial park almost. Middleboro, you can walk.
I mean, you could walk to McDonald's.
Yeah, you can see the McDonald's. You can see the arches over the horizon. You could,
but it's a little bit of a dangerous walk.
No, there's a sidewalk.
It's still busy.
You got to walk up to the corner of the cross.
It's a little bit of a busy road, though.
Right. The best thing to do if you want to eat, is go up the front, walk down Grove Street, and cross at the crosswalk, and then you got the Dunkin' Donuts, and there's whatever's there, the Dairy Queen.
Exactly. That's a better option.
And then you can walk down to the McDonald's that way.
Yes.
Church Street. It's on like in New Bedford. It's on like a neighborhood area, so it's over there. But if there's some stores, you have to walk around.
Yeah.
What else were we missing here? New Bedford, Church Street, Fall River. You go to Al Max Diner. I think it's a couple blocks.
And then you said the other New Bedford station. There's
Church Street. Yeah.
And there's one other one, right?
No, there's only 5. You got Middleboro. We got East Taunton. We got East. We got. I mean, it's 8 o'clock.
8
It's
o'clock.
done.
Okay, well, go. All right. Well, anyway, I thought there was the pedestrian bridge, and then you were saying something about a restaurant at the end of that.
Yeah, it's like a restaurant bar or something, like pizza place or something like that. Yeah, right on the other side of the pedestrian bridge. So if you walk across, it looks like a little grill bar kind of place. So I never went in there, but.
All right. Well, anyway, it's 8 o'clock. Hope everyone enjoyed today's program. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Middleboro Matters, and me and Don will be back once again next Sunday for another edition of Middleboro Review. Bye bye. Oh, come on, this thing. Sometimes. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it would be better. It would be better to just walk over to the Dunkin' Donuts there with the Middleboro station, as it's safer.
Well, on the radio, you don't want to tell people to witness cross the street. You know what I mean?
No, you gotta say that you can't.
Well, no, there's a set of lights there. There might be a crosswalk there.
don't think there is.
There was a set of lights.
There's a set of lights, but I don't think there's a crosswalk.
I think
I mean,
there
I have to look.
I think there
I
is.
don't think there is.
And Congresswoman Elise Stefanik's nomination was expected to easily win Senate confirmation.
I mean, I never noticed one.
Because
Well, you don't know this one anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I never noticed one. All right. Anyway, let's see.
I didn't notice it either.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if there's anything there. All right. Bye, everybody.